Today we are taking a look at panty from new Panty and Stocking with Garterbelt. This is the Brilliant Figure panty in the Brilliant line by System Service. New Panty and Stocking with Garterbelt is the upcoming continuation of the action comedy following two fallen angel sisters. The sisters reside in Datan City, where they are tasked with defeating evil spirits known as ghosts. Panty is the fast-talking older sister who wields her transformed lingerie as a heavenly handgun during combat operations. She relies on her unique firearms and aggressive tactics while navigating the bizarre missions assigned by Reverend Garterbelt. Today's highlights for this figure are the brilliantly defined facial features combined with the voluminous hair, the highly structured and dimensional outfit layers, and the sweeping pose mechanics that expand the presentation. The meticulously crafted expression relies on heavily outlined blue eyes and a small mouth to build a crisp and completely uninterrupted contour flowing straight from the cheeks down to the chin. Supporting that, the heavily layered front bangs with their finely separated tips perfectly frame the portrait to lock in absolute visual density. The highly structured outfit layers beautifully arrange sweeping white fabric and perfectly crossing gold bands around the pink central heart. Working with that, the frilled borders and the side heart anchors distinctly separate the overlapping waistcloth to ensure the design elements never blend together. The sweeping pose mechanics forcefully lift one hand to the sky with spread fingers, while the opposing elbow juts outward to secure maximum physical presence. As that continues, the wildly flaring tiered skirt and the sharp shoulder wings effectively bounce the energetic motion across the entirely expanded silhouette. This channel brings you figure reviews and anime merchandise updates straight from Japan. If you enjoyed this kind of content, don't forget to subscribe. The blue eyes feature remarkably strong black lines crossing the upper and lower edges, building an extremely clear outward shape that gives the gaze a sharp and firmly set direction. The small mouth is carefully kept to a gentle arc drawn with incredibly thin lines. It sits perfectly scaled so it does not interrupt the smooth aesthetic of the physical planes dropping naturally from the cheeks down to the jawline. At the delicate ears, multiple small metallic earrings cluster tightly together in an arrangement that provides precise point accents along the distinct outer profile of the portrait. Moving to the top, large bundles of front hair fall directly against the center of the face, separating into multiple fine sculpted tips to generate crisp layered steps directly beside the delicate cheeks. Within those front locks, a beautiful pale green accent color makes a strong appearance, cleanly splitting away from the bright yellow base color to make the distinct structural layers incredibly easy to read. A short bouncing tuft rises boldly at the exceptionally detailed crown, transitioning directly into the magnificently long flowing hair at the back to produce a stunning silhouette that gradually increases in absolute volume toward the rear. The rear sections majestically fan outward with several massive curved bundles ending in sharply narrowed tips, aggressively claiming spatial volume to compose a vastly expanded perimeter securely behind the spine. By balancing the densely layered yellow bangs in the front against the widely spreading matte strands in the back, the head sculpt successfully achieves massive presence from every possible viewing angle. The precisely aligned print applications maintain absolute sharpness across the eyes, locking in the energetic personality intended by the original series design. Around the neck, a golden choker completes a full circle, leading perfectly to the golden bands that cross directly toward the chest to converge upon the central pink heart. The wide bands cross the chest squarely with their flat surfaces, securely locking the intersection point at the true center to provide an unmistakable anchor for the entire upper body. The thick heart emerges boldly as an independent three-dimensional piece, creating a satisfying step that sets it apart cleanly from the surrounding white fabric surfaces. The white top is characterized by fine crossing lines traversing the center, serving as natural borders that cleanly segregate the resulting fabric wrinkles and soft, rounded planes. A delicate pale blue frill runs smoothly along the upper edge, adding an additional distinct border that introduces beautiful layered transitions to the outer perimeter of the chest. At the lower edge, a thick horizontal line neatly cinches the fabric, establishing a perfectly straight boundary that completely visually separates the torso from the abdomen. The exposed abdomen features a small indentation for the navel, acting as a fixed reference point among the gentle curves to guarantee an incredibly readable three-dimensional torso layout. One arm aggressively reaches overhead with forcefully spread fingers, establishing an immense continuous line extending heavily outward to stretch the energetic silhouette. The opposing arm wraps firmly around the waist, pushing the elbow wide to boldly emphasize the impressive width of the upper structure once again. Golden rings wrap cleanly around the upper arms in overlapping bands, cleanly breaking the skin surface to vividly highlight the joints and positioning. The bright white gloves end in golden cuffs at the crisp wrists, matching the highly detailed metallic rings scattered across the wildly opened fingers. To complete the upper frame, the neatly matched pink fingernails drop brilliant pinpoints of color to tightly consolidate the fine details at the extreme edges. Around the waist area, incredibly vibrant pink hearts sit securely on both flanks, acting as solid anchor points that push the brilliant white lateral fabric heavily outward to produce an immense foundational spread. Dangling beautifully beneath those side hearts, double-layered golden chains trace a sweeping natural arc from one end to the other, elegantly emphasizing the exact center point of the waistline structure. The skirt billows forcefully outward, perfectly captured within the wildly energetic sweep that unifies the hair flow and the dominant standing stance. The legs stretch into a wide open stance, seamlessly carrying the continuous plane straight from the thick thighs through the knees and smoothly down to the calves. That incredibly clean flow of shapes creates strong structural paths capable of confidently receiving the massive flaring weight of the skirt sections hovering above. Further down, striking golden bands wrap around the skin in an intricate crossing pattern below the knees, revealing diamond-shaped windows of pale skin that generate a highly energetic visual rhythm across the leg perimeters. Down at the feet, expertly detailed flat sandals combine a horizontal toe belt with an intersecting ankle strap, allowing the sharp edge of the supportive sole to wrap fully securely around the base. The toes are painted in a neatly matching pink hue, with the rounded form of each digit separated gracefully to guarantee the foot anatomy reads with meticulous clarity. Bringing the entire design together, remarkable white wing ornaments attach precisely to the outer ankles, serving as brilliant transition points that shift the visual weight from golden metallic lines back to pure white. These wonderfully cohesive finish applications easily highlight the sharp textural contrast established between the incredibly soft matte skin areas and the highly refined metallic leg straps. This figure is approximately 21 centimeters tall. That's about 8.3 inches. For size comparison, here's a 350 milliliter can. That's about 12 ounces in the US. Overall, Panty and Brilliant Figure by System Service stands out for its fiercely cohesive facial framing and masterfully orchestrated sweeping presence. The boldly outlined blue eyes and thoughtfully restrained mouth anchor the center of the portrait with extreme clarity, allowing the cheek lines to descend uninterrupted without losing any sharpness. Simultaneously, the large blocks of bangs crash down forcefully over the forehead, relying on precise green accent separations to thicken the information density close to the skin. That incredible frontal structure links directly to the short, bouncing crown tuft, setting up a continuous outward path that aggressively explodes into the massive flaring hair volumes stretching widely across the back. Down through the torso, the crossing metallic bands pull tightly toward the prominent pink heart to securely organize the center, while the stark white wing ornaments strike outward to effortlessly lock down the horizontal perimeter. The neatly frilled edges introduce critical borders to the stark white surfaces, forcefully preventing them from blending together into a flat, visually simplistic mass. Around the sweeping lower half, the side-mounted hearts, draping twin chains, proudly extending fabric panels, and multi-tiered skirt segments all share structural responsibility flawlessly. Because the raised arm and thrusting elbow aggressively project the upper framework sideways, the similarly flared skirt accurately channels that massive energy straight down into the firmly planted wide leg stance. Everything connects naturally from the highest golden hair tip down to the lowest winged ankle band, maintaining a brilliantly united flow that never breaks its intense visual rhythm. Because of that, fans of new Panty and Stocking with Garterbelt or Panty will definitely enjoy this piece. With that focus, collectors who appreciate a magnificent dynamic pose paired with crystal clear visual rhythms should find it a worthy addition. That's it for this video. If there's any part of the figure you liked, feel free to leave a comment and share your thoughts. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.